Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well. Uh, so, just to get into the conversation here, little life update. I've been in England for the past month. I took this time to just experience it, spend time with friends, family, have a better idea of where I want to go next in my life. Um, I had a chance to explore every single area during this time. This was a period of growth. This was a period of finding myself and self-discovery and next next steps for myself. Today is August 14th. During my time here, there definitely was in fact a heat wave that had occurred. It was about almost pushing 100 degrees, if not a little bit over, to all my European friends. That is about 40, 41 degrees. And then this past week, there was just another minor heat wave, not as bad, but probably about 80s, nothing of the sort that we're not used to back home. But the only major difference is that the UK outside of London they don't really have AC. I guess I could just pretty much give like a general idea or a general itinerary of what I did throughout my time here. So week one, I was with a good friend of mine. I was down in Canterbury, which is on the southeast corner of England in a region called Kent. During that time, what did we do? We explored where, his hometown, like where he is from, well, where he's currently living. I met a few of his friends. We went to the pubs, we most certainly ate a lot. There were a few times we went into London. One of the days that we went in. One of the things I did want to do is that I've seen plenty of Broadway shows in New York, and I wanted to check out the West End. So the show that I've seen was & Juliet, which was actually very good. Was not expecting it. I liked how its take, and I heard it is coming to Broadway in October or so. So I will definitely be seeing it again on Broadway. And what else? I mean, we were just, yeah, that was overall a pretty good time. And then the next week, I left and I went up to Leeds, where my family's from. So that was overall, that day it was exhausting in itself. It was probably about a 3.5 hour commute with trains and stuff. And pretty much it was just kind of like a low key. So I was spending time with my cousins. A bunch of them, they had work and stuff. So a bunch of the days I went on my own. Like one day I went into the city center. Another day, one of my cousins, we went to like a outlet area and we went shopping. Another day what else did we do? Wow, I'm like blanking out. There was just so much that I did. Man, this is hard. This is hard stuff. Yeah, I mean, another day I took the kids out. My cousin and his wife, they have kids, so took them out. We went to the park. A few more of my cousins and we went to see the Elvis movie, so that was good. Really, really enjoyed it. And the third week, I went with my one cousin. We went up to the lakes, which is about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours north of where I currently am in Leeds. and we did camping. Now, funny story with that. So uh, overall, I mean, it was a good time, and this was probably my first outdoors time, that like my first ultimate camping experience, because I only went once, but that was overnight, maybe 2 days. And I went with my cousin, and we went. It was just like, I like, pretty much how I am is like, I'm totally down to do whatever. I'm open to trying new things. I'm open to trying new experiences, because life is short, and you know I would want to tick off certain things on my bucket list, or say that I've done it, or say that I experienced it, because I'm a firm believer that when you go through life experiences and memories and stuff, I think you definitely do change as a person. I think in a good way, even though some of these things, you made bad choices and stuff like that. I made plenty of bad choices, but at the end of the day, it's positive growth. So when I went camping, overall it was really cool. It was really nice. We went to surrounding towns. We went to Windermere, Grasmere, Ambleside, Keswick. I went to one day, and it's just it's crazy, because every single town has its own distinct little. They have their own city center. They have their own distinct landmarks, and every single town. This is why I love the UK, because every single town has its own staple, or its own. Each town has its own little thing about it to make it different from other towns. I guess that's the best way to put it. The final night that we were there, because the one thing about the lakes is that as you go northern England, Scotland, it tends to rain more. So even though my cousin is a veteran when it comes to camping, he waterproofed the tents. He put down the tarp. He did what he had to do. But unfortunately, in the middle of the night, we got huge downfall, and we were in a very weird type of area. It was like a secluded little welt, I guess you could say. It was at the bottom of a hill. So rainwater went down, and it kind of started accumulating, and our tent site was a full-on lake. So in the middle of the night, my cousin woke up because he felt like he was floating on his airbed. So he's like, guys, we gotta get up and get out of here. We gotta load up our trailer and just make sure that none of our, we could salvage all of our stuff. So we managed to do so, and just as we were getting out the last of the materials and the last of the stuff that we brought, the tent just completely just flooded out. Unfortunately, the front end where the awning extension to the tent was, because there was an opening, some of the stuff did get flooded out, like some of my cousin's equipment, my shoes. So we were able to salvage like the material, like the clothing wear and stuff like that. But it's to be determined about the camping equipment, like the gas portable gas stove that my cousin brought, just cooking equipment, silverware, stuff like that. At this point, we were just so fed up, and we were miserable. It was cold, we were wet. Other campers, they ended up getting flooded out, so they were upset. They were, we were all helping out. We had each other's backs, and at the end of the day, it was to the point where we had no patience to deflate the air mattresses, so we just let them just float. So we were wet. We had to wait on the campsite for about 4 hours or so, only because how the campsite worked is that where the facilities are and where the owner to the grounds lives, it's at the top, and then there's a campsite there, and then as you go down the hill, there's another separate campsite. And then after that, it's kind of like the exit to get out, and we go over the beck, and try to exit out, and just the roads weren't the best. So we were kind of trapped essentially because of the amount of rain, and we were surrounded by rivers, becks, stuff like that. So it overflowed essentially, and our cars were and trailers were unable to get out. So we had to kind of wait it out until the levels started going down, and that took about 4 hours or so. So eventually we were able to get out. But that was an experience in itself. We were low on gas, so we weren't able to full on turn on the heat until we were actually on the move to get out. So I was sitting there shivering, and I mean, if you want to talk about a full on experience, I had a full on experience with that. Personally, would I do camping again? I personally wouldn't. It's not my thing, but I did it, and my cousin made sure that I was taken care of. Like, we went on a hike one day, for example, and I'm working on it, but I'm not exactly the most fit person. So, my cousin put up this trail app just around the surrounding campgrounds, and it was an intermediate trail, right? So we're probably about 500 meters or so above, up the mountain. And at this point, I was just panting, I was sweating. I was like, dude, I'm so ready to go. I'm so ready to go back down. So he ended up finishing the trail, and I ended up going back to the campsite. But he told me, he's like, as many breaks as you need, let me know, and we'll just sit and hang out. But I felt like, at the time I was kind of holding him back because he's used to this. Like, he just goes and does his thing. So, he was great. Like, took care of me. Let's see. Then after the camping trip, that same cousin and we ended up going down to London for the weekend because the rest of my family back from the States, so my dad, my two aunts, and my cousin, they arrived at Heathrow. So my cousin and we went to meet up with the four of them at the airport. We had a great weekend in London. We showed my dad and my aunt, who have never been, all the touristy stuff, all the landmarks. Got to walk around London, and they definitely had experienced it. So overall, it was a great time. What else? So eventually we went back up to where, we came up to Leeds from London, and then just this past week we've been just visiting family and kind of just wrapping up to where I've started this video. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so pretty much where I wanted to wrap up this video is now. It is August 14th. I had a whole month of being here, experiencing it. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, but the thing is that this trip in itself was just very intimate to me, and I wanted to enjoy every moment. And being a content creator and stuff, you film your experiences, this and that. But this particular time, I wanted to just take the time to just experience just the beauty of it all, because you experience it when you're filming, but you have to narrate, you have to film this and that, like you're doing your own thing. And I wanted to pay everybody that I was with during this month my undivided attention. So unfortunately I don't have footage, but this is just kind of like a check-in video, making sure all is well, all is good. Anyways, I have still so much footage and stuff I have to get completed, and I have so much more trips and stuff to upload. But with that being said, I hope you all have a great day. Stay well, be safe, and take care. Bye, guys.